If you thought hip-hop had taken over the music scene in Kenya, then you may want to pay attention to this. Beethoven, Bach, and other giants of Western classical music are becoming more popular in Kenya, especially among the youth. Kathy Maitinya has our story from Nairobi.
Tenor Zach Njoroge is on his way to Israel, where he was given a music scholarship to study performance and conducting. The 21-year-old, who dreams of starting up an opera house in Kenya, says classical music is his passion.
My dad used to play this in the car, everywhere. As we're going to church, he used to play this music at home. So it really got into me. Then he had to buy me a piano to start training myself on how to play piano.
Njoroge was one of 3 Kenyan tenors who sang recently in honor of Luciano Pavarotti, the late Italian tenor who Njoroge hopes to emulate.
Okay, let me start this.
Kenya's boom in classical music is especially pronounced among the young.
2, 3. Good girl, very well done.
Enrollment in private tutoring sessions at the Kenya Conservatoire of Music has gone up 25% within the past 2 years. 3 radio stations in Kenya now offer regular classical music programming. Elizabeth Njoroge studied classical music abroad. Back home, the soprano not only performs, this year she also founded the magazine Classics for Kenya's classical music lovers.
In Kenya and as a whole, I think there has been a rebirth of the arts. And not just music, but there's also a lot more plays that are happening, a lot more art exhibitions.
Njoroge says the country's growing middle class now has more money, time, and other resources to appreciate and pursue the arts. Kenya has a rich heritage of traditional music, with the country's many ethnic cultures having distinctive instruments and beats. Music teacher Lola Akwabi says she thinks the presence of Western classical music in Kenya does not detract from the country's homegrown music, that there is room for both.
It's very interesting that someone will actually walk in here and tell me, you know, why are you doing this Western culture? Why aren't you doing your African culture? And I'm thinking you should be dressed in a skin, speaking Swahili, asking me that question.
Any debate over Kenya's traditional music is far from student Jonathan Wamukota's mind. He says he loves Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata.
That's the still water edge. It's just as the moon is rising and just a sliver of moonlight pierces through the trees and just lands in the water, and that reflection slowly dancing there.
Images and beauty, Wamukota says, he gets from the music he loves. Kathy Maitinya for VOA News, Nairobi.
Wow, Makori, what do you think of that?
Well, I think it's just impressive to see that we can take this and incorporate it to our, although we enjoy more of the dance, rhythmic kind of music in Africa.
And you know, there's also a South African who's a ballet dancer, and right here in Washington, so it really looks like we break into classical acts too.